What is going on, guys? So today I wanted to start off this video and I wanted to create a fresh new character for you guys, a brand new build that you guys can check out right here on this video. So a lot of you guys know that I make a lot of really weird builds like the Frozen Orb Barbarian, the Bow Paladin with Fist of Heavens on Switch, and many other really weird builds that I create. So there's always so many options and so many things I like to try and come up with and test. And in this video, I'm just going to do a fresh build creation and just show you guys the whole process of what I go through. And I already kind of have an idea of what I want to make on this character, kind of test with. And that's going to be a Sorceress based around Holy Fire. Now, I don't know how well that's going to work out, but I know Holy Shock is really overpowered with the Sorceress when you have a Dream equipped. So I think I'm going to try and make a Sorceress that's based around Holy Fire. But the cool thing about creating these builds is usually I come up with an idea, and then as I'm trying to get to the process of making the build work, I usually come up with something different, and then it completely changes the build around completely. So it's a really fun process to kind of test builds and test items, see what works, see what doesn't, and also just come up with some things along the way. So the first thing I'm gonna do is we'll just create a character here, and I'm just gonna name her Fire Aura, because that's what I'm gonna base this around. So and then I'm going to join the open BattleNet server, which you guys have seen me make a video on twice by now. So I just come into this game and I'll be able to select which items I want to select and maybe just mess around a little bit and see where we go. Now I know an enchant sorc is really good, but what I'm thinking about maybe doing is some kind of fire melee build based around enchant and maybe make it a hybrid of some sort. I'm not too sure. The only thing is with cold mastery is it increases the damage of your cold attacks by piercing enemies' resistances to cold. So I wouldn't really be able to use a build like this for Holy Freeze. The thing is with fire mastery and lightning mastery that makes all these weird builds with dream work is because the Sorceress skill increases the damage, all lightning damage, not just the damage on your character, like, chain lightning or whatever. It will increase the lightning damage on the Dream, for say, if you have Holy Shock equipped on your Sorceress from having Dream on. So what I'm going to do is usually I set my level to 95. I'm going to set it to 99 this time. I usually put all my points into strength just to start off, just so I can get all my gear put onto my character, and then I'll respec as we go. So there's a lot of different options, and there's a lot of really weird weapons that you could think about using along the way. I mean, there are some really weird swords that give fire damage. Where is that sword at? The Flame Bellow. Someone just subscribed, thank you. So you could use something like the Flame Bellow. I mean, who knows? I mean, it gives Inferno, some fire damage on there. That would be pretty intense, trying to put a two-handed sword on the Sorceress. I think that would be absolutely insane. Now, I think my attack rating would be really slow. But just the thought of trying to make a two-handed Sorceress, see what I mean, guys? As soon as I start off, I'm already thinking of some kind of crazy idea that might work in a build, okay? So now, to me, even if it sucks or not, I'm just like, dude, a two-handed Sorceress build? A Sorceress with a two-handed sword. I've never seen that before. So that is definitely something I'm going to try out and consider there as I go on here making the build. Just checking out other items along the way. There's really weird items like Frost Wind. There was one more fire weapon in here, but I think that's kind of a lower level fire weapon. It's got like 2 of the fire skills. There it is right there. Hell Plague. That's not going to do too good. But thing is, if I do end up getting if I do end up getting the dragon shield, I won't be able to use it. So now I'm kind of on I'm kind of thinking about making now I'm thinking about making a two-handed melee sorceress. For some reason, that's just really intriguing me right now. Thinking maybe a fortitude, but at the same time, I could get an Ormus, put an Ormus on. Sometimes I just go through and I buy all my stuff, just the little things for now, and then eventually just get to the main parts of the build. Get all these fire skill grand charms here, and I will get, let's see, Ormuses they have. Fireball Ormus. It's too bad they don't have an enchant Ormus. Could probably talk to the guys and see if they could put one on the server. I can probably just get that armor for now, and then grab all the other armors that I possibly might use, like Fortitude, for instance. I think having the I totally forgot. Having the Fortitude might be an option. I'm not too sure. We'll need Enigma. No Bramble. We can grab the Dragon too, in case I want to go ahead and use that. I really don't think that Fire Aura is going to do much. I'm pretty sure I've tested it before on the Sorceress, but, you know, I don't want to get my hopes up on it. One thing I usually do, especially with melee builds, is I always grab the Angelic set, just in case. You never know what kind of build when you're doing your build, you really want to make sure you have a nice attack rating. For me personally, I love to have as much attack rating as I can possibly get. And since this is a sorceress, and I'm not too sure about what kind of auras are going to be helping her, you know, I usually buy the Angelic set. I always get a Ravenfrost too, and then if I don't end up using a Ravenfrost, you know, I could just get a Chain Rune and put it in my helm or armor or something to get that Cannot Be Frozen mod, because you always want to make sure that you have that for sure. One thing about the enchant build when making a enchant sorceress is you could make it ridiculously overpowered, and you could do a hybrid with lightning and all that. See, I could do that, but I really don't want to do that because I really don't like having a full inventory of pre-buff gear. It's I just really don't like doing it. I kind of think it's a waste of time. Obviously, it makes the build extremely powerful, but you know, it's just a little bit. It's kind of too much for me. So. But I'm really stuck on the fact on trying to make a two-handed sorceress build here. We'll see where my damage is at. Probably gonna need a Mara's. Maybe a Cat's Eye. No, I'll probably go with High Lords. Switch between them, see what I want to use. Bolcathos maybe for some extra life leech there. Make a decision on the belt here. Belt and the boots. I will probably maybe go with Gore Riders, maybe, if I'm going for a lot of melee damage mixed with fire damage. Drax possibly to keep that to keep the life tap up. As far as my belt goes, either Arachnid Mesh or Verdungos I think will do really good. I could go for the Nosferatu Coil for the 10% increased attack speed. 7 life stolen per hit. That's also a really good option there, especially for any melee build. I mean, that's an awesome belt right there, man. A lot of people underestimate a lot of these items here. Alright guys, so I think I made a decision here on what I want to do, and this, I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm going to be a melee fire sorceress, and I'm also going to be using a little bit of frozen orb there just to take out any fire immunes that are in my way. So I'm pretty firm on the gear, I think, that I see right here, and we're just going to try and get this figured out and see where I stand with all my gear on. I'm going to respec and get that strength off of me, so I can spec my character correctly and get everything going. Alright, so here we go, man. I do not know how well this two-handed melee sorceress is going to work out, but you know, it's kind of fun to mess around with these builds and just see what happens, and you know, maybe it'll be a really cool build and something fun to play around with. God, man, that sword looks so heavy for her. Alright, so let's test this bad boy out. We're going to set the players just to 1 for now, because I really don't know how well this is going to work. See, we're doing 15 to 19k damage, which is just... And enchant sorceresses are just ridiculous. Well, it looks like even with Fanatism, is Fanatism on? Doesn't look like it's working yet. There we go. Now we can see. Now she's got that attack speed there. So, as we can see, it works out pretty good so far. The two-handed melee sorceress, baby. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Alright. My resistances really suck, for one. I wanted to check my attack rating. Attack rating is pretty low. I would like to up that a little bit. But I really think that I should stick to using High Lords, maybe for the increased attack speed. Just because she's already attacking pretty slow. But either way, I don't think it'll make or break the build. I'm just going to go ahead and put on probably 1 Raven Frost and the Angelic set, just to get that extra going there. I mean, I'm already doing a ridiculous amount of fire damage. So to be honest, I really think it would be nice to get some real physical damage going there, maybe with Fortitude. I don't know about the Holy Fire Aura or how much damage that's going to do. We can test that out and see how much that damage is. Not very much. Not very much at all. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and use Fortitude just to get some extra melee damage there. We could try Laying of Hands for now and see how well that works out. As far as the helm, I think I'll put a 40-15 in there to get some increased attack speed. And yeah, we'll move from there. I mean, this is kind of just like a funny build here to just kind of mess around with. Why don't I have enough strength now? What did I switch out? Oh yeah, I switched out the Drax. So since I'm using Pluggy, I could take some points. Oh, I actually need points in the strength. I'll take some points out of Vitality. Put it in the strength. So we can get that back going. Alright. So here is the melee two-hand sword. Her survivability probably isn't going to be that good. She's just wrecking stuff right now just because enchant's overpowered. Oh yeah. See ya. Yeah, let's go and set this to 8 players since this is this build is doing really freaking nice. We'll go and set the players to 8. Now, obviously, unlike any enchant build, it's probably going to be a ridiculous amount of fire damage with all the fire skills and all that. But this is just to kind of try and do something different, maybe try and create something new. I know this is kind of like a clone of the enchant sorc, but you know, trying to do something a little different at the same time. Did I even buff up? No, I didn't even buff up. There we go. Set the players to 8. Yes, I did. That is why this is so hard. Probably if I'm going to set the players to 8 like that, it would probably be a good idea to get some Drax on there. It'd probably be more of a benefit if I was using a shield, but the whole point of this is I thought a two-handed Sorceress would look really funny and be pretty cool to play. So obviously it doesn't completely suck. He's immune to fire, so all that fire damage I'm doing is doing nothing. That's just my straight up melee damage there. But maybe we'll try and go into an area where it has a different, maybe some cold or some fire immune, so we can do some frozen orb a little bit. Yeah, that frozen orb damage isn't too bad, so probably put frozen orb on right click maybe. It's gonna run around and do our thing like that. Two-handed frickin' enchant sorceress, baby. Boss. These are all immune to fire. I thought they were, some of them are immune to cold. That confused me there. You know, frozen orb's always been pretty GG. I mean, at least it's doing some damage. I mean, I know it's not much, but yeah, hey, the players are set to 8, so that's as if there's 8 players in the game, so it gets pretty hard, especially trying to do a really weird build like this. You know, maybe if I mixed it up a little bit and put some cold GCs, cold skill grand charms into my inventory, or maybe switched a few items around, I would do some more frozen orb damage. But for the most part, I mean, it's kind of just like a melee build, you know. So it's definitely not the best build in the world. I mean, it was kind of fun making something different, and just, you know, seeing a sorceress walking around with a two-handed sword was kind of cool. I probably won't put this on my, you know, builds or one of the really cool builds that I make, just because it's not that effective, and I probably need to tweak a few things and change a lot of things around to make it more effective and viable, and try and do something different instead of just doing the normal enchant sorceress build. So that's about it for this video, guys. I just kind of wanted to show you my whole like build creation process that I go through and the things that I do to kind of create new builds and just experiment a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and sorry the sorceress didn't come out too well. I mean, it's okay in some instances. I would say it's a pretty good build. Just with 1, 2, or 3, maybe 4 players in the game, but if the players are set to 8, this build definitely isn't very viable. But I mean, hey, if you want to do something fun and run around with a two-handed sorceress, you know, you're gonna get a lot of attention for that, and you know, probably get a few laughs from people on Battle.net, and just kind of enjoy the game and do something different instead of doing the same old cookie cutter builds with hammered-ins and you know, lightning sorceresses and things like that. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure you guys subscribe if you want to keep up with Diablo 2 content, and I will see you guys on my next video.